Hey, what's going on, Freedomers? All right, so one of the things I want to speak to about and parenting and millennials is the fact that we need to be teaching our young children how to chase their purpose, not just their not just their not just the things of the world. So when you're thinking about the things of the world, meaning um, bills, um, how to get the proper job, and all that other stuff, all the stuff of the world, that's great and that's fantastic, but but that's not as important as knowing your purpose. That's not as important as knowing what the Creator told you to do. That's like second to knowing your purpose, knowing what you came here to divinely do, and really flow with if you're doing that. Second, parents need to stop taking their job so seriously. And when I say that, meaning stop taking their job, stop taking their titles. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Stop taking your title so seriously. Meaning, when you're a mom, what you really represent in the most grounded fashion is a representation of the feminine in your child's life. They will follow your example of the feminine, and as a father, you're an example of the masculine in your child's life. And because everybody has the divine feminine and divine masculine in their being, so you're an example of how they should execute that, what they should be doing, etc., etc. Because they don't do as you do, they don't do as you say, they do as you do. So if you are an example of an alpha male, that's what your son most likely will do. Not because he always has decisions, but you don't have to do that. But most likely that's how it's gonna follow suit. If you are an alpha male, you know what I'm saying. If you are a beta male, especially as a father, as a man, that's what your son is gonna be. You know what I'm saying. So all you are is an example. You're not somebody who uh where you're this. I'm their parent. I'm supposed to tell them what to do. This and the third. That's not your job. Your job is to be a guide, because you are their example. So the best thing in the world any parent could ever be is an example. You feel what I'm saying? Um, yeah, the best thing you could be is an example. Because if you're a not worthy example, a lot of times you just waste time bullshitting your children about what is and what isn't. You know what I'm saying? The best thing you could be is an example of what the divine masculine is supposed to look like, the divine feminine is supposed to look like. Not this mystical mumbo jumbo about you're their parent and all this other stuff. Because as I grow older, I'm realizing a lot of what my parents taught me doesn't make any sense. It doesn't matter to me, because my purpose and my destiny is calling me to even reprogram, unlearn, and relearn. And I think a lot of parents are not even vulnerable enough to share with their children the things that they have to unlearn in their own lives, so their children don't make the same mistakes. Does that make sense to you? So I learned that when I was talking to an older woman and she had a son. I'm like, yo, I wish I would have told her that you need to speak up about your pain, the things that went wrong in your life, and explain to him what's up, so he don't make the same mistakes as you. And that's one of the most powerful things a parent can ever do, because that vulnerability of the divine feminine or the divine masculine in them, to share with them, listen, this is the mistakes I made. Here's how I think you should be better. Not telling them what to do, you're implanting your fears upon them, but you really being a guide and saying, listen, this is what I think, the principles you should follow. You know what I'm saying? because I wish I knew better. I wish I did this and I did this and I did this and I did this. Like if you are a person who didn't read, didn't research, and they just did what their parents said, and you know now that that was a bad decision or that wasn't the best decision, you tell your parent, you don't tell your child to, you don't force them to do what you want them to do because you think that's best. If you know that didn't make you happy, you challenge them to read more, to study more, to ask more questions. You have more open conversations. You don't judge them because you know what that tastes like. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'll have to say to millennials and parents. Follow, like, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments.